JT, did you know that 15,000 to 22,000 people die yearly from lung cancer from exposure to radon?
Yeah, Steve, 15,000 to 20,000 people. And the only way to know if your house has elevated radon levels is to get it tested.
That's why you should call A+ Home Inspections today to get a test done to make sure you and your family are safe.
That's A+ Services in Franklin, Tennessee. You can find them online or call at 615-791-7433.
Why wait when it's your health that's at stake? Call 615-791-7433 today. Hello everyone and welcome to the newest edition of OVC Sports on the Court presented by A+ Home Inspections. I'm Steve Peay.
And I'm JT Wiskowski, and today we're going to take a look at the resurgent Golden Eagles and see who's fighting for the last spot in the OVC.
Let's get to it.
EKU was at Tennessee Tech. Tremaine Lewis with the knockdown three to put Tennessee Tech up 21-5. EKU on upset alert. Marcus Lewis goes to the basket, puts it in. He had 14 points, and it's 44-42. Sam Riffus rips home a three, and then Glenn Cozy comes back, hits another three-pointer. That was assisted by Corey Walden. He had 5 assists, and it's 64-61. Finally, DeJuan Caldwell hits the layup, gets it to go, and it's 66-61. And Tennessee Tech would go on to win 72-66. And Steve, what's the Tech?
Yeah, we talked about them last week after they beat Belmont. They're now 6-6 in conference. They split with EKU and Morehead this past week. And if the season ended today, they'd be a 7 seed.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of good games left, a lot of hard ones too, but still with an opportunity to get in.
Yeah, if they can split, they have 4 games left. They can split those. It's reasonable to think that they would end up in the OVC tournament. But you know, they got those 2 games with EKU Morehead still left on their schedule. Another game going on Thursday. Morehead taking on JSU in Alabama. Jacksonville State down by 5, and here's Cook with the slam, cutting it to 3. It was a wild finish in Alabama right here. Drew Kelly misses back-to-back free throws, so now it's a 2-point game, 69-67. And here come the Gamecocks with a chance to tie it. It's up, it's no good, tipped around, a jump ball between Jacksonville State and Posthumous for Morehead. Jacksonville State will have it with 2.2 seconds left, and a foul is called on Morehead, sending Undra Mitchum at the line for 2. The first one's up, no good. That means he would have to miss the second one on purpose in hopes that a teammate could get a rebound and score. They do not. Morehead State holds on for the win, 69-67. So a wild ending to that game may have just kept the Gamecocks out of the tournament. Yeah, they have 3 games left. 2 are very winnable. 1 game at home against Belmont, and that's the game I'm not too sure about. And JT, how about that upcoming matchup between Morehead State and Murray State?
That's going to be a huge game, and Jarvis Williams is going to have a handful along with Jonathan Farrell.
Yeah, because they got Chad Posthumous down low. He's, I think, 6'11", 265 pounds. He averages almost 12 rebounds a game. 12 a game. Good luck, Jarvis Williams. Good luck.
And they also have a really good backcourt. Murray State's backcourt's kind of young.
Yeah, Angelo Warner's tough. You saw him in the highlights. He's another tough player, so it's going to be a tough game for Murray State. Tough game for Morehead on the road.
Yeah, Steve, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Morehead cutting down the nets in Nashville.
Yeah, I wouldn't be, but they still trail the Bruins in the standings, and here's why. You see these highlights. Belmont, or as we call them, the centerpiece to the OVC, because, you know, whatever, we don't keep up with our own conference's history. They struggled to put away that struggling other team in Nashville, TSU.
Yeah, Belmont's had a history of playing up to its opponents and playing down to its opponents as well, and that can really run into danger for them in Nashville.
Yeah, and I know I'm kind of been known as a guy who calls out fans who don't show up, but here we had 2 Nashville teams playing on ESPNU, and there were barely 2,000 fans there, but I know it wasn't exactly a premier matchup, but it ended up being a good game.
Yeah, exactly. Fans need to come out and support their teams regardless. You've always talked about that. But now let's take a look at the Austin Peay game. EIU was at Austin Peay. Preston Herring gets fed down low, and he's about that action, boss. You know who else is about that action? Sergine Mbop. Right here, getting the steal, taking it coast to coast, and puts it home. And it's 68-55. Austin Peay out on top. Xavion Williams caps it off with the steal and the follow to make it 74-63. Austin Peay would go on to win 88-83.
Both teams in need of wins in this one. Austin Peay hosting SIUE at the Dunn Center. And Donovan Stewart, he was 3 of 5 from behind the three-point line. Here's his first giving the Cougars a 2-point lead in the first half. Then in the second half, he gets left alone near the top of the key, splashing another three. That would be his second. SIUE not done yet. The feed down low, the finish, and the foul. And the Cougars go on for a big win at Austin Peay. Austin Peay didn't get a field goal for what's over 6 minutes, almost 6 minutes 32 seconds down the stretch, and that ended up being a dagger for them.
Steve, could SIUE be the new Murray State? They're in a major market. They get a lot of viewership, and recruits notice that.
Yeah, they had the FS Midwest contract. They get 6 or 7 games on there now starting this season, so it's big for them. They're already starting to get transfers like Roselle Nunn, who scored 17 in this game. They're the team to look out for in the future.
That's true. Now you can scroll down and take a look at the standings and upcoming games.
And you can see every game for free on the OVC Digital Network at ovcdigitalnetwork.com. Normally I'd say we're done, but with more highlights, he's coming in late Wednesday night. Down by 3 in regulation. Drew Kelly finishes and is fouled. He would make the free throw. We're tied at 71. This desperation 3 at the end of regulation is no good. That sends us to overtime. Now Morehead State was down by 2. Angelo Warner was fouled. He makes both free throws with 9 seconds to play. Austin Peay, Coach Dave Luce again deciding not to call a timeout. He had 3 left, and instead Beechrin is forced to just throw up a shot that hits off the side of the backboard. Now in the second overtime, out of a timeout, Angelo Warner, the spin, the shot, the floater goes with 0.8 seconds, and Morehead goes on to win it in double overtime. And that'll do it for this week's edition of OVC Sports on the Court, presented by A+ Home Inspections.
Like us on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll see you next time.